guys, this is Animat, and welcome back to the Muppet Vlog. Now this time we're going to be looking into the 16th episode of The Muppet Show, which includes Avery Schreiber. Now, Avery Schreiber is a part of a legendary comedy duo back in the 70s known as Burns and Schreiber, which the other one is Jack Burns. And together they have appeared in numerous movies and TV shows and did a lot of stand-up routines. So back then they were the massive comedy duo. And there's actually something very interesting to note, that even though Avery Schreiber appeared as a guest star in there, his partner Jack Burns is actually a writer during the first season of The Muppet Show, which is actually very interesting to note how Avery ended up appearing in The Muppet Show. And, you know, it is actually kind of surprising how Jack Burns decided not necessarily to step in, but I guess that was during the period when the comedy duo decided to split and decided to go and do their own thing. But I'm sure they're in good terms, since I'm sure it was Jack who actually brought in Avery to do this. And as for the episode itself, it definitely was a lot of fun, and Schreiber's comedic talents definitely did shine throughout the entire episode. It definitely was nice to watch. One of the things to start off with is that this is one of your more typical episodes where Miss Piggy tries to make Kermit fall in love with her. And, you know, it actually results in a lot of great moments where Miss Piggy has this elaborate plan to make Kermit jealous, where Avery would fall in love with Miss Piggy and stuff like that. It definitely was, you know, it definitely was enjoyable to watch every time a new scene appears. It's just, you know, it definitely was great to see Miss Piggy shine in this episode, where we see her amorous side to Kermit, but also kind of her temper in a way whenever things would kind of screw up. It definitely was a lot of fun and definitely is enjoyable. And I think it's safe to say that the highlight Muppet of this episode was definitely Miss Piggy. But in terms of the special guest with Avery, my god, he definitely was hilarious and blends in so easily with the Muppets. Like, not only do they make great Muppet sketches, but he brings in his own spin to it to make him stand out as a special guest star. He has actually appeared in several of them, where he starts out, he battles with Sweetums, and his weapon of choice is with insults. That was great. His involvement with the story where Miss Piggy tries to make Kermit jealous, it definitely was a lot of fun. Like, he actually works out great. You know, the material that he brings in with the Muppets is just fantastic. Another one, and honestly, this was my favorite bit of the episode, when Avery was the security guard at the museum, and, like, he's trying to keep an eye on this painting of Fozzie. That one was definitely great. I highly recommend that you guys go and check that one out. Even at the end, it closes off with a bit that it's not necessarily a song. Like, even on the Wikipedia page, it only lists, like, they only mention it's a nonsense sound song. It's not necessarily a real song, I believe. What it is just Avery Schreiber and a bunch of other Muppet creatures, like, just singing and making weird noises. And you know what? It definitely was enjoyable. It's just that, like, this is the kind of thing that's just, it makes no sense. You know, it's dumb, it's goofy, but it's a lot of fun. It definitely is. And this is just one of the many sides of the Muppets that definitely is admirable. It's definitely enjoyable. And, you know, it's part of the charm of the Muppets, just seeing these weird things happen. But hey, you know, it's like even though you don't understand what's going on, it's just a fun little song and dance routine that you can get into, and it's definitely a lot of fun. But there are also a few other sketches as well that do work out. It actually starts out with a song called Tenderly, sung by the Electric Mayhem, and you could definitely tell it's supposed to be this sweet, calming song, but then the Electric Mayhem came in, giving this fast-paced rock spin onto the song. It's like you got this interesting contrast between, like, the calming, Tenderly song, and then, like, you got the fast-paced rock style of the Electric Mayhem, and somehow it actually works. It's like, it's kind of the definition of, like, the opposites attract. I would have to say, if there is like the weakest bit in there, like it was fine, but I would have to say the gorilla detector. Like this was this was a Muppet Lab sketch. This is the best way to put it actually is that this is a pre-Beaker Muppet Lab sketch, and honestly, like, it's fine as it is. It definitely was, you know, it was funny seeing the gorilla go crazy, but, like, you knew, like, when watching it, you knew that there was something missing. Like, it's not enough that Dr. Bunsen Honeydew carries the sketch alone. He does need something else, and it's not the experiment. It's also, like, with Beaker. That's why. Like, you'll see in the later seasons that the Muppet Lab sketches will be much better when you involve Beaker around, but still, it is pretty interesting to see Dr. Bunsen Honeydew before the days of Beaker. Other than that, oh, there actually is one more sketch with Avery that was definitely great, and it was with Fozzie Bear. Like, Fozzie would come in, do his comedy act, and Avery would go out and help out Fozzie. And it also involves with the banana in the ear gag. So, like, basically you just put in a banana in the ear and it seems fun, and apparently that's funny. But still, like, everything about it is just in the delivery. You definitely see, like, the contrast between Fozzie and Avery and how they go help out. And what's actually interesting is that this is the part where Avery actually mentions Burns. Like, he would mention Jack Burns throughout the sketch about, like, you know, the past days of, like, what they would do and stuff like that, like, especially with the banana in the ear bit. So anyways, like, there isn't really much to say about it, but overall, this definitely was a fun and enjoyable episode. Like, this is not necessarily about the songs or any musical numbers. This is all about the comedy, and this is one of the better episodes that truly highlight the comedy that the Muppet Show has to offer, and how the special guests can come in and help the Muppets out. It definitely was great, and I highly recommend it, and it definitely was enjoyable. But anyways, that's pretty much it, so I just want to say thank you guys for watching, and hopefully we will see more great comedic talents from the Muppets with other special guest stars as well. So until next time, see you later, dudes!